Hey awesome friends, I am Awesome Danny, and today I want to talk about the Sound Rhyme SR8. Kind of boring box, isn't it? Well, not boring, maybe it just looks a little dated, but the sound isn't. Dude, this set is great. I love this set. It is probably one of my top sets that I've tried all year, which I've tried a lot of sets this year. Oh man, so many sets this year. So quick shout out to one of our Patreons, and I mean all of our Patreons. You guys keep Sunny well fed. You guys help cover shipping costs and all, other operations, whatever that go around here. Thought you guys I'd be even more broke than I already am. But one of our Patreons actually purchased a set to send in to us. So I get to review it. He also has these other things over here. I'm trying to get through these as quickly as I can. Life has been hectic, but they'll be out soon. We got the Turbo, we got the EST 50, which is back there, and then we got the Bolt. But today we're going to talk about the SR8. 14 balanced armatures per side. 14. Is more drivers better? I don't know. These guys make a pretty good case. Like I said, 14 balanced armatures, $749.99. $750. That's a lot of money. Is it worth that money? Probably not, because nothing in this hobby is worth more than like 50 bucks. Cope. But these sound great, and let me tell you about them, I guess. So other than, the IMs themselves that you get, which are gorgeous, great faceplate, the shells are on the bigger side, so you might get some fit issues depending on how big of a shell you can fit. These are kind of like the variations, I think, in size, so it's not too bad for me. I can usually fit larger shells just fine. It comes with a leather case. This leather case is actually really nice. See if I can find it. There it is. So it comes with this nice little leather case. Open it up. IMs are in there. God, these are so pretty. Oh man, these are so pretty. Basic font. They put the effort in where it counts. Sound Rhyme, I've tried a couple of your sets. You guys are great. I love your work. Just maybe update the font. It's a solid case. Feels high quality. Feels very rugged. Like I'd be, well, I'm not gonna throw this, but I feel like it would be fine if I threw this. Maybe. Don't throw your IMs. You get 2 sets of ear tips. 1 set silicone ear tips with 3 pairs in that set, small, medium, and large. And then you get 2 pairs of foam ear tips, small and large, I guess, or medium and large. I don't know. There's only 2, a little one and a bigger one. You also get by far my favorite cable that I have ever used on any IM. My favorite cable, stock or not, just any cable, any IM cable. If you guys can find this cable, I'm very lazy. I barely even looked, but if you can find the cable and let me know what it is, I might look into it, because this cable is great. It has modular plugs, comes with 2.5, 3.5, and 4.4. Of course, I use 4.4 because 4.4 is the best. So the 14 balanced armatures are housed in a resin shell. Like I mentioned before, the bigger shell, bigger size. I had no issues with the fit. They ended up fitting a little bit deep too. The nozzle just feels kind of like a deep fit, so it was fine for me. But keep that in mind. Overall, the sound is very clean. It's just extremely clean. Not overly so where it's just sterile and devoid of life, but it is very clean. And the way the set presents the sound, it sounds very effortless. Like I was telling some people, and this came to mind after an episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, or Sorcery Fight, whatever it's called in English, cringe, where Sakuna is just like fighting, was it Jogo or whatever his name is, the Mike Wazowski, and Sakuna is just so effortless, in the fight. And that's what I compare this to. It feels like, that super OP anime villain that's just, I don't know, kind of not really trying. So the sound overall is effortless, but but it's not intense, even though it's giving you a lot, which is really cool. It is a very effortless presentation. There is a good amount of cleanliness. And again, I'm not sure if this is because of the drivers or just the quality of the drivers or the number of the drivers or the configuration, whatever, but there is very good separation. Even though overall the tuning seems like kind of a warm-ish neutral, there isn't a lot of rumble in the sub bass, but it's there. It's very present and clean. You get good initial impact and then good rumble. Mids are, neutral, nothing to emphasize, but not flat or lifeless, both female and male. Females are a little bit more prominent and pushed forward, not by a lot. And then there's a great amount of extension in the treble, and the treble itself is, that was like my one nitpick. If I had to find a nitpick, is the treble was a little bit rounded. So overall the sound, while it sounded a little bit bigger, it was just slightly dulled. But at the same time, there's such good extension that I got a good amount of air. So maybe it's good that the treble isn't as sharp, because you might have been, fatiguing or overloaded with all the information that these pound into your ear canals. And for the text themselves, a lot of detail. I was able to catch a lot of nuances within notes, within sounds, stuff that usually gets lost, where it's not just a single tone, a single flat tone. There is some inflection, some changes within that tone that I was able to follow very well. And everything else was very similar. It's just, I guess, the bass. If these had a dynamic driver, it would be probably my favorite set. It was just really good. Overall clean, highly detailed, good imaging, good sage, a good amount of air. I wouldn't call these super sparkly or airy, but they did the job. Now, to compare, these are a little bit difficult to compare because everything I've tried in this price point or higher feels more like a specialist set. So you go to the more eccentric options here. You start looking at stuff that's a little bit more unique and not just trying to harmon everything all the time with every release. Like I said, a little difficult to compare, but just comparing text. So let's start with the text to my most techie set, the Variations. Variations has a little bit more cleanliness in the mid, so that bass scoop does make it sound overall a little bit cleaner, just more disattached, which you didn't have that issue with the SR5, but overall it feels like the details are more nuanced on the XR5. And again, the sound, it's really hard to describe. It just sounded bigger and fuller, while and like the Variations, some things, it just doesn't sound as big. And another set that I want to compare it to, it's its little brother, the SR5. This will be reviewed soon. This is a great set. I do not know how it flies under the radar, or maybe I've been living under a rock, but I don't hear anything about this set, and it's only $149. I love this set. But compared to this, it is overall an upgrade, as it should be. What, $600 more? You better be getting an upgrade for that much more. They trade blows on some nitpicks I have based on preference. For example, SR5 has the dynamic driver. I really like dynamic drivers for bass. I prefer that usually because the way it delivers the bass feels a little bit better for me. And that's one thing here. That's why I mentioned if the SR8 had a dynamic driver, it'd just be end game for me probably at that point. Overall, SR5 is a little bit more mellow, less intense, but more musical as well. It's a softer sound, lower resolution, but more easily, casually enjoyable. While the SR8 is just more performance. It's like SR8 is more focused on the performance and does a great job, while SR5 is more, daily driver. You like your commuter car versus like a sports car kind of thing. But that's it. SR8 by Sound Rhyme, $750. I give it a rec rating of 2. It is a great set, but I end up penny pinching when I get to these price points. $750 is a lot. If you can swing it, highly recommend. If you can wait for a sale, I would recommend you do that. It's almost worth the MSRP to me. which is saying a lot because like I said, I tend to be a little bit cheaper on these higher price points, but if you can find it used or on sale, it is a great set. Overall, just hands down, very good set, very good work, Sound Rhyme. I appreciate what you guys did here. That's it. SR8. If you enjoyed the video, please comment, help the algorithm, subscribe, like something, you know, share the link, send it to the family group message or something. Just get it out there, please. I'm desperate. Well, that's it, guys. Until next time, you stay awesome. Bye.